The ballroom of the Grand Manhattan Hotel glittered with chandeliers, expensive suits, and nearly 400 influential guests. Tonight was supposed to be the biggest night of billionaire CEO Ethan Carter's career. His company was about to finalize a massive $2 billion partnership with one of America's largest investment firms. Ethan stood near the stage, calm and confident. Then suddenly, a woman stepped forward. She was Victoria Reynolds, the daughter of a powerful businessman who had been trying to get a deal with Ethan for months. She smiled coldly. "You really think you belong here?" she asked. Ethan looked confused. "Victoria, this isn't the time." She lifted a glass of red wine. And before anyone could react, splash! The wine poured across Ethan's expensive suit. The ballroom went completely silent. Some guests gasped. Others pulled out their phones. Victoria laughed. "Maybe now everyone can see what you really are." Ethan slowly looked down at his stained jacket. He didn't yell. He didn't insult her. He simply took a napkin from the table and wiped his hands. Then he looked toward the investment executives. "Ladies and gentlemen," he said quietly, "I apologize that you had to witness that." Victoria folded her arms. She expected him to lose his temper. Instead, Ethan smiled. "Please continue with the meeting." But 5 minutes later, something strange happened. The lead investor, Daniel Brooks, walked onto the stage. "Mr. Carter," Daniel said, "we need to pause the agreement." The room erupted in whispers. Ethan's expression changed. "Why?" Daniel looked at Victoria. Then back at Ethan. "Because our board received new information about your company's leadership team." Victoria suddenly looked nervous. Ethan stared at her. "What information?" Daniel opened a folder. "We discovered that someone inside your organization has been secretly transferring confidential contracts to a competitor." Everyone froze. Ethan immediately understood. The wine wasn't the real attack. It was a distraction. He turned toward his security director. "Lock the conference room. Nobody leaves." Victoria's face went pale. "You can't do that." Ethan calmly replied. "I don't need to." He pointed toward the giant screen. "Because the evidence is already there." The screen changed. Security footage appeared. It showed Victoria meeting with one of Ethan's senior executives 2 nights earlier. They were exchanging documents. The ballroom went silent again. Victoria stepped backward. "That isn't what it looks like." Ethan shook his head. "No. It's exactly what it looks like." The senior executive suddenly tried to leave. Security stopped him. Daniel looked at Ethan. "Mr. Carter, if this is confirmed, the $2 billion deal isn't necessarily dead." Ethan looked around the room. "I don't want a $2 billion deal built on people I can't trust." Then he turned toward Victoria. "You embarrassed me in front of 400 people tonight." Victoria smiled nervously. "And?" Ethan replied. "You thought the wine would destroy my reputation." He paused. "But it exposed yours." The next morning, the news spread across New York. The investment company had withdrawn from the original agreement, not because Ethan had failed, but because they wanted to restructure the deal after the fraud investigation. And 3 weeks later, after the investigation cleared Ethan's company, the investors returned. This time, they offered him an even better partnership. $2.4 billion. At the signing ceremony, Daniel shook Ethan's hand. "You handled humiliation better than most people handle success." Ethan smiled. "Money can be replaced." He looked toward the cameras. "Character can't." And somewhere across the city, Victoria watched the announcement on television. She had tried to embarrass a billionaire in front of 400 people. Instead, she had helped reveal the truth. Sometimes, the moment designed to destroy you becomes the moment that exposes everyone who was working against you.